Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Beef Brody, and in this exciting episode, we're gonna take this tiny camping trailer, we're gonna add an Ironman 4x4 awning to it, but we're gonna make it go up so you can actually walk under it because you guys can see how tall it is. So we're gonna go from this to this, along with some other cool features. Stick around and I'll show you what we did. Okay, so the idea here is to have this awning mounted to the trailer here because, you know, this thing's super short. So you want to get it up high enough so you can walk under it. So we're going to add these sort of telescoping sides so that when he gets into his campsite, sets this tent up, which is awesome, sets up in like 5 seconds. Then he can raise this up to the 7 feet. It'll lock in position, and then he can extend the awning and he'll be able to walk under it and stay out of the rain and out of the sun and things like that. So in order to do that, we've got to get 2 pieces of metal to telescope. Obviously that sounds very easy. Finding metals that do that can be a challenge. Hang on one second. So what you got to do is match the inner diameter of one tube to the outer diameter of the other tube and get them to slide, known as telescoping. The problem is when you look up telescoping tubing, telescoping metals, things like that, some of these like bigger ones with a 2-inch smooth inner diameter are super expensive. But to cheat that, this is a weld-on receiver hitch for like a truck if you're building a custom whatever bumper. But I was able to find this in, I think this is 18 inches or something, and then a 2-inch piece of tubing, sort of thin wall. It's not real heavy, so and it doesn't have to hold a lot of weight or have a lot of strength, but these will perfectly fit inside of each other. And then I'll show you what we'll do here in a little while to lock it into position. And some of these parts that I found too, if this is something you're interested in, I'll put links to these parts in the description. I've got some pretty neat stuff. All right, so now I've got to tack this side in position, and then we've got to start getting it all square because we don't want the telescoping tubes to be at an angle. We need them to be perfectly straight so they go up and down perfectly and not bind up at angles. So gotta tack this thing in and then start sort of getting things squared up. Okay, so the way I'm gonna get this to sort of clip into place automatically when it gets to the right height, I went ahead and marked and drilled some holes here, which you just saw. And then I've got this, let me show you how it works first. This sort of spring-loaded plunger, and it's gonna be in the out position until this hole comes up into place, and then it's gonna spring into that hole and lock this thing in automatically. And then to put the awning down, all he'll have to do is just pull these out and it'll start to come down. So this little bung unthreads off the top of it, so I can weld this in place here and thread this in, and it'll be good to go. I'll put a link to these in the description because I'm sure you'll want to know, because these are a sweet little piece. Lock that sucker in. Springs right in like that. Beautiful. So this is how this should work. Pull one side out, pull the other side, drop down into go mode, and then when you get there, bingo bango. Okay, next step. Now that we've proved that this works, I've got to finish welding that bar in place, and then we've got to add some angle iron like brackets, tabs type thing, so that we have something to actually mount the awning to. And then we'll cap some things off, finish weld it, and get it painted and move on to the next project. Oh, you know what else we could do? We could weld some tabs or hooks. Maybe hooks would be better, but then you could hang gear, or gear bags or whatever. You take hook it on there like that, or a shower, or whatever. But you got some good high storage too. All right. We tested the awning. You guys didn't see it because we didn't show it to you yet, but it works perfectly, and you'll see in just a little bit. I just drilled some holes for these safety pins, so these will be used to hold it in place during travel. We sort of mentioned that before, but now this thing can't move around while he's on the trails. And we didn't want to use the plungers to do that because I didn't want him to have to be pushing up and pulling out and pushing up and pulling out to get it out. It was easier just to pull these out and then just push it straight up. So that's the reasoning behind that. Now we are moving on to, I want to put these on a safety cable sort of tether, so that when he pulls them out, he can just drop them, and then they're not going to get lost anywhere or whatever. So what I'm going to do to secure those cables to the trailer, I'm going to weld a bolt and here, so that we have a little bit of a stud sticking off to tether the cable to. So I'm going to tack those on, and I think we're ready to pull it apart and paint it, and then final assembly. Okay, so the next portion of this project is putting some cross members horizontally across the trailer, and we're going to mount these panels to it. This is, what do they call these? They call molly. They call molly. It's not necessarily molly, but anyways, similar concept. You can mount stuff to these panels. You can put various objects around the exterior of the trailer in different ways. Traction boards, roto packs, axe, shovel, that kind of stuff that every overlander needs, obviously. So that's what we're doing here. I'm getting ready to put some nutserts in here to screw this together, move on to the other side. And what's after that? Man, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Let me show you guys, now that it's all finished and together, some of the features, how it works and functions. We'll open this thing up so you can get a better look at it. The main reason we did this was because the height of the trailer. So obviously if we mounted this awning here permanently, it wouldn't be tall enough to stand under, walk under, or whatever. And if we mounted it really high permanently, then it would be much taller than the rest of the trailer, and that would be bad. It would catch branches, trees, whatever type of terrain that Matt might be going through. So the goal here was to make this thing adjustable, so we did just that. To set this thing up, you know, I added these safety pins here, and I put them on cables so that when you pull them out, from the sort of transporting position. You can just dangle them. He's not going to be out at night looking through the dirt trying to find the cotter pin or whatever. They're all tethered to one another on the side. So once you pull both of those out, then you can raise this thing up. There's two positions. This was kind of done on accident and then turned into a good thing. This is something personally I would have done differently, but Matt actually really likes it. So the holes that we drilled here for these pins end up being a second position, and then we've got these spring-loaded plungers on either side that catch those holes automatically. So as you push it up, you can see that those sort of lock in. Now he's got a second position, but it's great because if he doesn't want to set the awning up and he wants to use these hooks that we added here to hang stuff, it could be a kitchen gear or any other kind of camping gear or whatever while he's using this workspace. It's not all the way up here. So then once you pull the plungers out from either side, you push that thing up, and now this is at full 7 feet tall that the awning is, and then you can open it up from there. So you would, unzip this guy, and then we'll set up the awning. We'll show you that in just a second. Another thing that we did was added these panels. I know that we've got another 12-inch one coming, and we got the dimensions for that. So we were able to pre-drill and add our nut certs here. But these will allow Matt to add additional gear to it. He can add really whatever he wants that he can mount to this. It could be Velcro strapped, molly webbing, bolted to it, whatever he wants. Very versatile. I think he's got plans for like an axe and a shovel and all kinds of other gear that he'll put. We did these on both sides of the trailer. So then after you've got the awning, you can take the awning out, have a good time, whatever. It has a light built into it. This is the Ironman 4x4 awning with the LED light strip inside. It was 4.5 feet. It was perfect for this application. But anyways, to put it down, you just kind of, after you've zipped this guy up, give it a little bit of support, pull a plunger out of one side, pull a plunger out of the other side, stops at that first position, pull these again, drops all the way down. We've got hard stops at the bottom, and then again, sort of these safety pins for transport. That's it. That is how the system works. I'm really happy and really pleased with it. Of course, I think we would continue to get creative and start adding other things. We wanted to add some other mounts and brackets for lights and things like that, but we were in a time crunch and we were actually about 2.5, 3 hours over schedule. So this is what we got. We're getting ready to take a trip soon, and this is going on Matt's Jurassic Park Jeep that you probably saw a little bit earlier. If you guys want to follow along on the trip, make sure you follow Matt. We've got some other stuff going on that we did with the Jeep. I will leave a link to his channel in the description below. That's it. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.